Great. They left me behind to watch over the new blood. Bet today's hunt was amazing as well. You're waking up. Good. I was getting bored. Do you remember anything from last night? No. Typical. You were found passed out in the middle of the woods. Typical. Yeah. This isn't the first time something like this has happened. This is going to be difficult to hear, so just take some deep breaths. You are one of us, a wolfkin. You might have heard us being called werewolves. No, I'm not kidding. I'm sorry. It's a lot to take in. When we first found you, we had our suspicions, but not many people venture into the woods on the night of the full moon. And then we saw the bite mark. And there was no doubt about it. It looks a few days old. This was your first transformation, wasn't it? Then you were lucky. Well, normally your first transformation doesn't exactly go smoothly. You fight it, and you come out as this half-human, half-wolf mess with no sense of self-control. It's where the stories of werewolves in human culture actually come from. The full moon acts as a catalyst. Something to do with the wolf part of you. It kickstarts a transformation you weren't expecting or prepared for, and the results are messy and painful. And the pain is what causes you to go feral like that. Some lash out, and some are like you, and they just run. And they don't stop. It's simple fight or flight, really, and you definitely pick the right option. Some new bloods like you can go rabid in their first transformations, and fighting, biting, lashing out at whoever's around doesn't normally end well. Humans don't tend to be very understanding. But I'd rather not stress you about what could have been. What's more important is that we found you, and you are okay. You'll never have to go through another transformation like that again. No. Well, not exactly a cure, but, well, do you remember I said werewolves are incomplete transformations? We can help you gain better control over your new abilities, but that will come later. We have a whole month between now and the next full moon. It's more important that you focus on recovering and adjusting to your new situation before we start trying to teach you how to transform. Yes, I said we. There's a lot of us here. We've set up our own little community. We call it the pack. Little cliche, but we support each other. Make sure everyone has a place they can be safe. Some of the people here don't have homes they can go back to. They transformed publicly, meaning that this is the only place they can feel safe and at home without being hunted down. Outside of this tent, there's a whole pack of people like you, ready and waiting to accept you into the community. And as you're like, okay. When we found you, it was all scratched up. We had to get one of the passers to pick up supplies to clean the wound. Passers? Oh, right. Passers are wolfkin who can freely come and go between our settlement and, polite human society. People who manage to transform and find their way here without being seen. They vary in how much time they spend here. Some feel more kinship with other wolfkin and only venture to human cities to grab supplies like medication. Whereas some have a normal life that they want to maintain, so they only occasionally check in. They're honestly really important to keep the pack running. Most of the wolfkin here are just random humans who got turned, so there's a lot of supplies we just can't make on our own. Having people who can access medication for us is a lifeline. Food, clothing. Like I said, it's how we were able to properly deal with your wound. Speaking of which, it doesn't smell infected, so I think you should be alright to walk on it. That's good. I'll be able to show you around. Come with me. Yeah, the smell. Your senses are stronger as a wolf. Can take some getting used to. But it helps out in the woods. See, wolf ears. They help me hear better. Cute. No, they're... Anyway, just follow me. I have to show you around camp. Here we are. It's a little rudimentary, but gets the job done. It's got a sort of rustic charm. Or at least that's what I heard one of the elders call it. Behind you is the medical hut. It's pretty self-explanatory, but that's where we nurse anyone who needs it. Injuries from hunting, sickness, or new arrivals like yourself. I try to keep it as clean as possible. We aren't animals, so we store any medication that can in there as well. Painkillers, bandages, that kind of thing. Anything that needs to be refrigerated needs to be kept and brought in by a passer. People here may not be humans, but almost all of them used to be, so... Yeah, almost all of us. Some of us were, born this way, When, two wolfkin love each other very much, they, I hope I don't have to explain further. Good. Yeah. Us. I was never a human. I've always been like this. So it's all I've ever known. I've learned enough about human culture from the others, but me? Nope. Pack is all I have. I ventured into the human city for a couple of festivals, though, to see those, skyfire things. They're very pretty. Loud, but very pretty. And so many nice foods and smells and colors. It's a good memory. Fireworks. Oh, I think I remember people calling them that. I'm not sure. It was a couple years ago from now. I'd like to go again sometime, though. I've heard rumors about some kind of event going on in the city. Something about remembering November. Seems a little strange to me. Someone could forget a whole month, though. I mean, if someone asked me to go with them, I guess I don't really feel comfortable going into human areas on my own. I get confused and overwhelmed. Mood? What do you mean by that? Yeah, okay, if you say so. Anyway, we got sidetracked. Over there, the kitchens, some of the passers were able to get some cooking equipment we could use. Those metal dish things, and were able to build a stone oven. I think they called it that. Before then, we had to heat stone to cook, so I far prefer the way things are right now. Even if I don't really understand it all. Over there, we process prey. Yeah, prey. There's way too many wolfkin here for our passers to be able to buy enough human food for everyone, so we have to gather our own. Some hunt for meat in the forest in wolf form, and some maintain the farms for fruit and vegetation. Passers bring in seeds from human markets, and since then we've been able to maintain a farm for edible veggies. Not everyone here eats meat, and no one in the pack goes hungry. Over there are the dens. Yeah, we all sleep together. Gets cold at night, and sticking together could be warm, especially in wolf form. They already have your bedding set up. Like I said, we take in new bloods pretty frequently. But between you and me, there's been quite a few more recently. We don't know why, and we keep ourselves to ourselves, so we don't think it's anyone here. But that bite mark on you, it had to have come from some kind of wolfkin. No, we don't know of any other groups. Our communication with the outside world is limited. The world's unfortunately pretty hostile to our kind. There's a reason we value the passers so much, but it is strange. Wolfkin don't eat humans, so there's no reason to, well, you know, a lot of us used to be human in the first place, but even from a hunter's sense, the further up the food chain you go, the less energy you get from eating it. And you wouldn't get much from preying on a human that you wouldn't get a hell of a lot more from a deer, and with a lot greater ease. So it just doesn't make sense. Sorry, I shouldn't be worrying you on your first day. Come with me. I have one last thing to show you. This is our leader's place. This is where she gives speeches and sleeps. She's very wise, but a little scary sometimes. She's one of the other natural-born wolfkins. I think right now she's out with the hunting party, but at some point she'll want to meet you. She meets all the new pack members. But that ends our tour. It's not much, but it's home. It's our home. And like I said, you're one of us for the time being. You need to learn how to transform properly before you even think about going back to the human city. We can start tomorrow, but it can take a while even then. It's also good to keep connected to other wolfkins. There are other creatures around who have agreed to not touch humans, but wolfkins are fair game. So it's good to know people who have your back. Agreed? Yeah. You'll always have a family here. We may not be bound by blood, but the pack is forever. Enough mushy stuff, however. They must be back from hunting. I smell food. Hey everyone, Gigi here again. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. And, of course, thank you to my Patreon supporters who just so happened to get this audio a week early. If you're interested, check out the link in the description. But thank you to Crush, Rating for Pants, Ryan W., Jonesy, Daniel E., Jack C., Jacob M., Eve of Spades, Hat, Matthew S., Kite, Liam C., Doug's, Totally Not a Bouquet of Eels, Gruff, James L., PDB, Soft Nugget, Frosty, and Slimecore. Y'all are wonderful and you keep me doing what I do.